It's just one land too heavy, but if I didn't have a companion, I would mulligan this hand instantly, I think. Not even sure how I want to sequence this. I guess I can just make it a 3/3 on 2. If I'm playing against like a fatal push deck, this hand's pretty bad. I'll have to have some good draw steps, but okay, so probably some control deck if they don't have a companion. Alright, that's much better. I think I just want to clock. Rip. Okay, we just Lotus now, I guess. Oh, they grabbed the Ghost Fire Blade. Huh. Okay. Playing against Portable Hole is also probably not ideal. I assume they're just blue-white. They didn't get a red land. But this card is very good in just blue-white control. This matchup might be horrible for me. It might be just very, very bad. Excuse me. Okay, they can't Azorius Charm this. They can't Azorius Charm this and then Verdict me, but we'll see. So I guess I am doing this. Because there's a chance if I just draw what? No, I guess it's not gonna work. I was gonna say if I just draw an artifact and they like counter the Luris. But like time walking them and just not playing Luris is also pretty good here. Because then it means I'm likely to resolve the Luris. Okay. So if I play this into a counter, it's pretty bad. Obviously I can just win the game, but I don't think I want to do anything here. I think I just want to attack and make them have Verdict and then Luris and get it back. I'm going to lose to 2 Verdicts, but it's okay. Yeah, dig through time's still legal. I don't think it'll be legal for much longer, but we'll see. With the Surveil Opt is probably gonna get all those cards banned. That card seems really busted. I wouldn't be surprised if Dig Through Time has just like been the best card in the format for a long time and people just haven't been playing it. But I don't know. Cruise seems to be pretty good. Alright, so they had Verdict. I knew this was gonna happen. So they are Jessica. If they didn't have Counterspell, I'd potentially miss lethal, but alright, that draw is probably gonna be pretty important. We'll see though. So I can't make a big thing, right? Depends what they have. If they have more Verdicts, it doesn't really matter. Everything I play is lethal except for Stone Cold Serpent is pro multicolored, which could be relevant. Like they might have Deafening Clarion. Stuff like that. Wish this was Ensoul so I could just win. I guess if it was Ensoul I would have already won, so it doesn't matter. This has Flying. This has Pro Multicolor. I think Pro Multicolor is just better. Why can't I use this mana? What the fuck is going on? Oh, I have to play for 2, duh. Whoops. Okay. So second verdict, we probably just lose the game. Playing for 2 is relevant versus the castle. So if I stub this, I think I'm supposed to stub this because this means they're looking for a verdict. The game's about to end, and if they find verdict land, then the stub's irrelevant. Okay. Sweet. So they're Jeskai with portable hole and supreme verdict. Verdict is pretty annoying, actually. I don't know. Yeah, I guess the plan is I just have to play around it well. I don't have too many other options. So wear tear. So if they're Jeskai, what is the red for? Neri. Sideboard cards. Cheap removal. I showed portable hole. I kind of want to try wear tear. There's a chance they have like baffling end and portable hole. And then it's like a huge blowout. But I can only sideboard so many cards. And it's likely I want all the removal. I could just have my own portable hole to answer that stuff. Probably makes more sense. We'll see what cards they play. But after board, I assume the matchup just becomes way better for them and not me. I can board in claws and assume they're dig through time deck, because why wouldn't you be? Let me look up Jeskai Pioneer decks, because I really don't know why you'd play Jeskai. Magnum Spray. Oh, iteration, obviously, is the reason why. This person has really a war leader in their sideboard. What the fuck is this deck list? Okay. With no dig through times? Alright, let's just not overboard, because I don't really know what's going on. I think I just want all my counters. Maybe I just don't have the holes. I'm going to take out my do nothing cards. Or my do less cards, I guess. I can just do this. I probably don't need all the holes. Maybe I just want more ornithopters. I don't know. Ornithopter's appealing because it lets me get out the gate a little bit faster with Springleaf Drum. It's not a great card, but I'm not really sure my important cards in this matchup. It seems like it's overall just going to be bad for me. But that's one of the appeals of this deck, is like, even if your matchup isn't great, you just have insane draws. Oh, this hand's really awkward. Kind of just want to mulligan the Brute. I don't think that pressure's that relevant. Okay, we'll just play Mutavault and say go. I'm gonna have to play this on white if I miss, which sucks, but I just need to draw another land. Yeah, I've got a bunch of decks. Okay, this is super awkward. I might just lose because of my mana. This deck's mana is like very bad. Like it's certainly not good. But I think the card quality is absurdly high. Not in every card, like I said earlier, but in the cards that are good, they're so strong. Okay, so they don't even have a land. Okay, well I can just win anyway then. So this is probably gonna come down to Jesus. Okay. I mean, if they don't have good interaction, it might not be that relevant. Just play Brute. Like, Can they don't Azorius Charm here? Yeah, okay. But I am in a position now where, like, even if they hit a land and I hit a blue source, I'm probably favored. That's pretty good. God damn it. What if I just get Ornithopter and attack with Mutable? Ornithopter doesn't do much. I think Citadel's just a better Ornithopter. I could not... Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna get fancy. I'm just gonna jam while they're Masquerade. Okay, they had 2 seal aways, so yeah, they could definitely win. Because my pressure is just like negligible. Sure. Is that even better than just killing that? Oh. Okay. Alright, GG. I think they maybe messed up and realized they messed up and conceded. They're probably just tilted because they just couldn't draw a 3rd land after cycling and a million draw steps. They probably have like 27 lands, so I get it. I'll take it though. GG. It's another advantage of a deck like this, right? Is like you play less lands, but you can just function sometimes on 1 land or 2 land. Whereas like if you're playing a control deck, you kind of need to play your first like 4 or 5 lands for your deck to work a lot of the time. All right, winning die rolls is nice. God damn it! All right, I think this deck mulligans a bunch. Like I think if you're not mulliganing a ton with this deck, you're probably making mistakes when you're playing. I'm probably supposed to keep this, right? Like the upside is really high and I'm just gonna play a bunch of idiots. All right, so if I go to 5, like I said, okay. So I just said this deck mulligans really well. If I go to 5 and I have a hand with like mana plus Ensoul plus Smith, it's gonna be good. They have no companion, which I don't really know what that means. Maybe the Jund Citadel deck. It's probably the most popular companion list deck. So I want a good hand versus them. I think I'm gonna go to 5. Okay. I think this is probably my best hand. So I just have to decide what I want to do with it. I'm thinking just Smith, Brute, and then I curve out. The other line potentially would be like keep both Smiths. Well, I didn't want to mulligan a bunch versus a deck with a pile of shocks, but what are you gonna do? I think if this is just mono red, I think this is probably a pretty good matchup. But I think it's also probably a matchup where we don't actually want to mulligan a bunch. Kind of depends on if I have Ensoul or not. Okay, all these cards are awful. I think I just want the one that gets it the biggest. Playing this as a 4/4 is way more appealing than playing as a 3. Okay, it's just Phoenix then. Yeah, I guess Phoenix doesn't play a companion, does it? Thinking the Ice is scary. What is this? What in Phoenix do you do when you're just leaving up 2? Like, is it Charm, I guess? I don't actually know what the Phoenix lists look like, necessarily. I've been seeing screenshots of... Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah, I've been seeing that deck. I have it built... I think I have most of the cards for it. I just need to buy these, like, overpriced Triumphs. But yeah, I haven't seen people that have been playing with Commune with the Gods, which is really crazy to me. Because, like, if you look at what the deck is... Like, this is what the deck is trying to accomplish, right? And then you already have... Like, okay, so these are your important cards, right? Caryatid, Omnath, and Ascendancy. And then, like, you already have these Chain of the Roxas and Jammets, and you have 4 Treasure Cruise. And this just instantly puts 5 cards in the graveyard. I just don't... I have no clue why people aren't playing with this card. It seems absurdly good in the deck, but maybe there's something I don't understand. Okay, if they don't have Thing in the Ice, I could probably just win by just killing them with a Stone Quill, right? I don't think this deck typically plays Fiery Impulse, so... Whatever. If they have 1-mana interaction here, I'm going to be very sad. It has to be Fiery Impulse, right? Could have Brazen Bar that would own me. Or some sort of... Yeah, Shatter doesn't work. It has to be like a Braid. Unsummon would randomly farm me. Yeah, I don't think people play Unsummon, but it probably should be considered, to be honest. Like, I haven't played Pioneer in like a year or so, so I don't really know, but like, it's just 1-mana interaction. It's kind of unconditional. The Phoenix deck doesn't kill that quickly, though, is one of the problems with Unsummon. Okay, so they have to block, or they're just dead. They're just dead, right? Yeah, they're super dead. This was 1 short, but the mutable. Yeah, I mean, I will probably be one of the few people in Magic that is gonna play Pioneer and Historic. But that's my goal, is to, like, when I stream, I'm just gonna stream those 2 formats. And, like, I would for Historic, I think my goal is to have it be, like, interesting enough that people can watch without actually playing the format, because I wouldn't recommend anyone play Historic because of, I think, Arena and its economy is trash. But Pioneer is something that I think I could safely be like, yeah, you should play this format, assuming that it's something that I genuinely think people should play. Like, you should play this format, you should invest in cards, it's cool. And then, like I said, Historic is something that people could just watch. And if you want to play Historic and spend your money on Arena, you can do that. But it's not something I think I would ever recommend to anyone. Okay, we are playing against Phoenix. So Claws is good. I guess I want some number of Cage. And then how am I killing Thing in the Ice? I need to kill Thing in the Ice, right? That's like the only important card. Phoenix is annoying. I don't think I want Devout Decree, though. Dispute should be good enough. It's not. Yeah, this is a matchup I'm not sure how to approach. Because the most important thing to me seems like it's just Thing in the Ice and, like, nothing else. So I don't know if I'm supposed to not overboard and just make sure I'm killing Thing in the Ice every time they have it. Because what else do these cards hit if they're not hitting Thing in the Ice? Just nothing, right? So I just have 5 things for their 5 cards for their 4 things. So maybe I just want the 4. And then is Stub even good? Like if I'm countering Treasure Cruise, that's appealing. I think Mystical Dispute's just better than Stub. Because it counters Thing in the Ice. Even when I have 1 mana. And then I have the Claws. I could have Claws plus Cage. I think 1 Cage is fine. I can even get Ensouled. I don't know if I want both. What else does this stop? I think Pioneer was probably... Like, I genuinely think since they banned, like, all of the broken cards, it's probably just been great since then. And it kind of looks like it's gotten better with more new cards and better mana. But I think people just shit on it because... a number of reasons. I need a sideboard. I'm going to take out a Ghost Fireblade. We're going to take out 1 Ornithopter. I'm going to... I guess a Springleaf Drum on the draw is fine. Don't sideboard like I'm sideboarding. I'm just doing random shit. But yeah, I'm sure the Pioneer... Like, I think part of the reason I didn't want to play Pioneer is because I felt like no one cared about it. So, like, it's really difficult. Like, for me, I like building decks that people are interested in or think are fun to look at or whatever, or invested in. And it was hard for me to want to build decks for a format that it felt like everyone just shit on and no one cared about, regardless of if I thought the format was good or bad. But I'm happy people are coming around. I think part of the reason a lot of people are coming around is because Historic is so different than Pioneer now. Before, Historic and Pioneer were kind of competing, but now it's like, it's not even the same thing. Historic is almost just like competing with Modern. Like, the Historic just has these absurd cards. Well, it's like if you look at the one thing that's really funny about Pioneer is like Omnath is legal, Fires is legal. There's like another card that's legal that's banned in Historic, and it's like the power level of Historic is so much higher than Pioneer now. Like, like for the love of God, Brainstorm was legal. I don't know why. No one knows why. But like Brainstorm is fucking legal, right? So, okay. Well, I lose, right? This is just lights out. Never mind. I win. GG. Easy. Think I just play this now. Could Smith. I really don't want it to get countered, though. They kill my Ornithopter. It's kind of awkward, but... Yeah, the thing about this matchup is, like, it seems really important, and with the Ensoul deck in general, to identify, like, how the matchups play out and what's important. I don't really know what those things are. So if I get Darksteel Citadel, I could just not even play it. I think that'd be foolish, though. I need to pressure my opponent. Okay, well, we got a bunch of holes. I think it'd be interesting if they revisited some early Historic bans, like maybe Fires on Renata. Yeah, I really want them to just remove the companion mechanic. The only... Wait, there was another card with Fires where I was like, this is kind of broken. But I think if Yorion doesn't exist, I don't think Fires is nearly as broken. I think part of the reason Fires was so good in Pioneer when people played it a bunch was because of Yorion. Like, the interaction with Yorion and Fires is just so broken. It's just completely absurd. Okay, that's a good draw. I still lead with the Smith. Could have Shatter for this, but I have more holes, so... let's get a Claws. Start eating the yard. Oh yeah. So that was actually the card. It wasn't Fires. It was Winota. People are asking for Winota to get unbanned. With Seasoned Pyromancer being added to the format, I think that might be a terrible idea. I think that Winota with Seasoned Pyromancer might just be completely busted. Like, that, the fact that it's a human that makes 2 non-humans is completely unreal absurd. It's like the absolute nuts in a Winota deck. So I think that's a card that probably shouldn't have been banned, but with Seasoned Pyromancer being added to the format, it might not be a great idea. So I can tap and then sack and get rid of the Phoenix. Okay, so this is 2 spells. So Lightning Axe, I guess, is something I could have gotten blown out by earlier. So I could Glitters the Ornithopter. Don't think this is the turn I add Laris. I think I should keep pressuring my opponent. I can just Stone Coil for 1 blade. Equip Smith? Or I guess equip Ornithopter? Is that good? No, I need to leave this up. Okay, so I made a mistake. It's fine though. Because I can do this. Sacrifice your only exile target card from a graveyard. Okay. I don't think they can really meaningfully interact with that. No Blood Moon. Yeah. I do. One thing I wish in this format, I'm pretty okay with the way Niv is without, like, I think when Niv had Uro and Teferi, it was actually just broken. Like, the way the Niv deck was structured, maybe not, broken's not the word, because it wasn't very good versus combo decks, but, like, if you, like, it invalidated so many ways to compete with it, because, like, Teferi and Uro just made Mystic Dispute so much worse, and your counterspells so much worse. But part of me does kind of want some, not Blood Moon and Pioneer, but I wouldn't hate something that could punish people for having like a 5-color mana base. I don't know what that would be. I mean, maybe those things already exist, but, and it's probably also pretty difficult to design a card that like punishes 5-color decks without just being really lame and unfun to play against. If 3 mana up. I don't have much pressure. So what, I just Ensoul here, right? So if I Ensoul here, I don't get the mana for this. They could like Prismari Command, Shatter, kill a thing, and it's bad for me. Could just all that Glitters the Stone Coil and let them 2-for-1 me. Should be okay with it. Maybe I'm supposed to wait since I have this, but this gets around the Prismari Command if they have it at least. Okay. Maybe a bit too ambitious for me, but it's fine. I think I overthought that. I could have even just attacked first, I guess. This deck should have like 1 billion shocks, right? It's going to be like 4 shocks, Magma Sprays, and Lightning Axe. So that play, like, is so unlikely to work. So I think I just punted, but whatever. So I could just let them have access to a Phoenix. I think that's not worth yet. Void Mirror, but for cards that have 2+ colors. Yeah, I mean, I don't want a card that just makes it so they can't play the game. I just want something that, like, makes it so their mana is a little worse. One thing that I thought that they could do potentially, I know people hate talking about bans and blah, 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 but I don't give a fuck. One thing that they could maybe do in Pioneer that would be interesting if they were worried about the Ascendancy deck and the Niv deck, and just in the future. I don't think either of those is going to be a problem for what it's worth. But if you just ban Sylvan Chariot, it actually... It really, really hurts both of those decks. I guess the Ascendancy deck just kind of doesn't exist, right? You could play Paradise Druid or whatever, but... have triple Phoenix in their top 19. That's annoying. This is so bad for me. I think I'm supposed to not let them get the other Phoenix, but now they can just cruise and my hand is awful. Maybe it's not that bad because I have a soul that gets to resolve. I guess it's probably not that bad. What if they attack me? That would be sweet. This doesn't answer Phoenix, so... Yeah, it's probably not that bad. That's a good draw. They don't have a fourth land. It's actually relevant. Okay, we're chilling. Alright. GG. I don't know. It could... I genuinely don't know how I'm supposed to configure my deck. I think you want... Like, maybe you want half as many portable holes as they have Thing in the Ices. But if they flip a Thing in the Ice, how are you beating it, right? Like, you have, like, Luris. Like, I don't think... You don't lose to just a Thing in the Ice. But you lose to a Thing in the Ice plus interaction. So I don't know how to approach the matchup. I drew both of my Scrabbling Claws, which seemed pretty important. Like, my opponent's draw actually seemed very good, but my interaction was good too. I don't know. I'm a noob. It's too hard for my tiny brain. It's okay. I just make a Darksteel Citadel 5/5 and attack until I win. That's all I need. Maybe. See, this is what's lame though. This is why I never just like net deck a deck that's good, because it's boring. I don't care if I win with an obviously good deck. I want to lose with fucking Abzan Clerics or zombies or some other trash. This is a deck I really want to try. This is like probably just too clunky, but this is the book deck with fires. So you have Karn and Thalia's Lancers as cards that are like very good with fires, and then you can potentially have draws where you just play fires and then you view playbook for free, activate it with your Mutavault, which is kind of cute. But mostly Karn and Lancers are really strong with fires. So it seemed like a place that maybe is worth exploring. And then Karn get your book. Karn can get Golos, which can get your Mutavault. You could also just play a Golos in your main deck if you really wanted to. And then Lancers could get Golos, which could get Mutavault. And then I don't know what the correct legends to play are, but I've got some spicy ones just for funsies. But the problem with this is I have to spend like 120 tickets on Karns that I don't even know, or I have no clue if these are good or not, and I don't really want to renew a rental service. I'd rather just buy cards at this point, so yeah. We'll see. Maybe we just 5-0 so many leagues with Ensoul that I'm too rich not to buy the Karns. Mono white elves? What the fuck does that mean? What about this? How do you guys feel about Book of Exalted Deeds getting triggered by your Siege Rhino? Anyone down? Anyone down for the triple white 3-color deck with Mutavault? I think this end's good. I'm on the draw, which is sad, but Springling Drum is so good. It's such a good card. Everyone loves a Siege Rhino. Everyone loves a Siege Rhino except for the person that's casting the Siege Rhino and upset that they're not casting Omnath instead. I hate this deck. This deck's so stupid. This deck makes me not want to play Pioneer. It's so unfun, dude. I swear, the only reason that this deck exists, assuming that it's what I think it is for, like, so disgusting players are like, oh, I'll play Pioneer because this deck exists. I hate this deck. It's so lame. It pisses me off. I think my hand is actually probably pretty good versus it, though. So I can leave up Stub. I just go. Go. I think my hand's just great versus it, actually. We'll see. They didn't have turn 1 Grazer, so a lot of times when this deck doesn't have turn 1 Grazer, it just immediately loses. Let's play this, I guess. I just want another land. But on the turn, I think they're going to go off. This will be relevant, unless they have Grazer. So they could have. It's a Yor. You can play Omnath. Yeah, I could have stubbed this. Blast Zone's really annoying. So I go in on Ensoul here. And just hope they can't, like, kill me, I think. Okay, we drew the land. I don't know if I'm supposed to leave up Stub, but I'm just going to. Leaving up Stub does nothing, right? So next turn, if these both get to connect, I sack this, and then they're probably just dead. I have no clue what this deck gets. Do I just stub here? If I stub, they don't get the 1/4. I don't know what, like, it probably has to be a non-creature thing for the hope. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm one short. Cool. Okay. I don't even remember what this deck plays. I think it just plays 4 digs, right? What is it called? Lotus Field? Three digs. And then it's just air. The deck is just air and then you lose. Very fun. Does Cage do anything? No, right? Weretar does nothing. I think Hole is relevant. This just answers a Grazer that I don't think I'm that worried about. Supposed to be at 63. Shadow Spear doesn't matter. Hope is very good. Could board out a Blackstaff maybe. And then, I mean, the Casket killing the 1/3 was kind of cool. I don't know if that matters very often. I don't think it's super likely to matter. So I want the things that clock them well. Blackstaff doesn't really do that. It's a lot of mana. It's possible it's better than Ghostfire Blade, though. That's also a bit of mana. And I think I want the drums. Maybe I don't need all the drums on the draw. The appeal of drum is that I just get to have more mana to do stuff, so I get to do things plus have counter spells. I'm going to take out a Ghostfire Blade. Feel free to yell at me if I should have any of these other cards. I don't think I need them, though. Hushbringer probably doesn't do anything. Sand seems almost perfect, I guess. Yeah, I don't. This kind of just looks like the perfect hand. Maybe one of these spells could be a land. They have no Grazer again. So, yeah, we're just going to go Stone Coil. Ensoul it, and I guess just hope that's good enough. If they have Mystical Dispute, maybe I'm not supposed to play this, but sure. The second Ensoul, I don't know if, well, it looks better now. So I just leave up Stub and then try to kill him. Assuming they just do absolutely nothing. It's awkward to get the hope and then not play it, because then they just know I have stub, but whatever, I think it's fine. So I can't kill them, right? If they, unless they tap this. I mean, they might be able to kill me through a stub, right? If they have the lotus card. But this blocks this. Oh, they block 5. What is this shit? This is block 5 here. This is 8. So they're dead. They already played their land. This is tutoring for a card? I don't even think it matters. I guess I'm going to counter this. I think they're just dead. They could have natural state. I think I was supposed to let this resolve technically. Whatever, I don't think it matters. Alright, I'm gonna use the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. So we haven't lost a game. It's not bad. I don't really have anything to say about the deck. I think we were pretty fortunate versus the Phoenix player. And then the, what's it called? I think we have been top decking removal spells like right when we need them. I don't know if they're necessary for me to win these games, but they've looked relevant, so probably some good fortune in the mix. But like I said, I think the deck is just very good. I think it has a lot of things going for it. I blew it. We were getting fast cues. Shouldn't have stopped. I fucked all the momentum up. Yeah, these cards kind of seem like the flux spots to me. Like, I don't know if I would cut any of these other cards. All these cards seem good. Like, Drum plus Ornithopter has been really, really appealing and good. And all these other cards have been fun. I haven't drawn Shadow Spear, but Hope has looked good. And Hopeless Lyris is kind of cute. But I'm sure there's ways to improve this deck. But I think it's going to be hard to figure out what those are until people start metagaming against it. Like, if people start doing stuff that, like, just consistently beats you, then that's the point where it's sort of it's easier to figure out how you're supposed to adapt. But I haven't played against too much Artifact hate, so... I actually I played a bunch of Bard class in Historic. I think we had like a 67% win rate with it. And... which is fine. Like, it was Arena Ladder, but... I don't know if it's a meme or not. I kind of want to try it in Pioneer. I don't think it would cost me much to get the cards. I should have a list somewhere. I think that it's likely a meme, just because like all the games I won I drew Art Class, and all the games I lost I didn't. And there wasn't much in between. This hand is really bad. Gonna mulligan. This hand is much better. I don't know about that deck. It's cool. It's fun. I think it gets better when you get more 1-drops from Oxamber, and in this format you get the red legend, so that's appealing. If you wanted to in Historic, there's a green-white hybrid card you could play, but I don't know. It's kind of cheesy. I don't know if it's like fun or whatever, but there's so many other things I want to try. I don't know how high up that is on my list of things I want to try out. Alright, what am I doing here? Being on the draw with a mediocre hand versus turn 1 elf is scary. Maybe we just get bullied by green cards. Need some parallel plan when you don't draw a ward class. Yeah, one of the... Okay, so this is the Jund deck. One of the things you can do is play... I think it's called Moonblessed Cleric. It lets you take an artifact or an enchantment from your deck and put it on top. It's really slow though, but like you could potentially play white and have this as a way to make it so you have bard class more often. But like I think at that point it's probably too slow. So I don't really know what you're supposed to do to fix it. Like red green doesn't really get cantrips, so it's kind of rough. All right, I'm gonna lose this priest. They don't have another land though. So how do I get the most out of my turn? I'm stonecalling for 1 and then playing 2 spells. I guess. All these drums are pretty awful. But yeah, this checks the citadel. We'll see how this game plays out. I assume they're just gonna play like the guy that makes a treasure and maybe edict to me, but alright, they drew land. Yeah, I think the key to the bard class deck is like you make it so it's somewhat functional. Yeah, that's really bad for me. You make it so it's somewhat functional when you don't draw the card bard class. I think that's the secret to it. And I'm not entirely sure how to do it. I should have a list somewhere. So this was the list I built kind of based off of the historic version I had. It didn't edict to me. Weird, I guess. What can I do? I can... Yeah, I'm just fucking dead, right? I guess I'm supposed to try to win. So I Ensoul here. Or I can Ensoul the blade. And then black staff here. I don't have the mana for that. Yeah, just like I can't do anything here. I think I'm supposed to Ensoul. I guess I play a new drum. And then Ensoul this drum. Better just black staff, right? Because then I don't lose the actual Ensoul. Might just be hard to do because you need so many legends to support. Yeah, none of the Pioneer lists I've seen have had Grumgully. This card was actually really insane for me. But again, it's just another card that's only good with Bard class, so I don't know. I would not be surprised if there's a point where I visit this deck in Historic or Pioneer again, but what's my opponent doing? They're citadeling me this turn, I guess. I'm supposed to sack this one, right? I think. Maybe my opponent just plays horribly and I can win. It's possible I've been making a ton of misplays, though. Seems like this card is not beatable when I'm on the back foot. But I have a bunch of portable holes and then another glass casket after. Okay. After board. So maybe we can get there in the next games. I don't think this game's remotely winnable. Okay, so in theory, how could I win? I draw portable hole, I kill this, and then I just leave this back as a 4-4 or a 5-5. So if I don't draw portable hole, I'll concede. Okay. So we get answers for priest, we get cage for company and citadel. Do I want to be able to kill actual citadel? And do I want stubborn denial for company and citadel? I think the answer is no on this. I'd rather just have cage. Maybe I can leave in one stub. This kills elves. This kills Corvold, which is probably relevant. Stroke counters Corvold. Costs 2 mana though. Am I worried about Corvold if I'm on the play? I feel like no, not that much. Kind of want no stubs. I think, just because I have Hushbringer and Cage. Is Hushbringer great? So a sack trigger is not a dice trigger. They don't get the treasure off the one guy. They don't get the life gain off the 1/1. They don't get the token off the Woe Strider. Maybe Hushbringer isn't good enough. I'm trying to think of the other cards this stops. Doesn't do much versus Priest. I think that it's not good enough. Like, there will be times where it is good versus their deck, but I'm on the play, so I want to have a consistently good draw. I think the best way to do that is just to have removal plus a clock. So, Drum gets worse when I have these cards that just aren't creatures. I think it's better when you have more counter spells because you want the mana. And then I don't really know what they're gonna board in versus me. Maybe just like Reclamation Sages or whatever. Does this do anything? I think Hope is probably decent. Do I want Trample? Might just be better than Ghostfire Blade. It's also going to be good in the grindy games where I have Cage. It's possible that this is just better than a Glitters. If I think they have a bunch of Reclamation Sages, the Ghostfire Blade's probably a little bit better. That's unfortunate, because this seems like my best card, but they should have ways to answer it, and I just don't have functional mana, so. Okay. I can keep... Could just keep 2 lands. Because this way if they play an elf, I just double spell into Ensoul. Looks like a Fatal Push, kind of. Okay. Get Sifter and Goose too. Okay. I kind of forgot about Sifter. Okay. I have the answer for that. Which I think I'll just do now. That's bad. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do, I guess? Mulligan. Add Reclamation Sage. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna win now. I guess with Luris. But, like, if they just have a company or whatever, game probably ends. We'll see, though. Maybe trading there is just stupid. Like, I don't really know what that accomplished for me. Like, maybe removing a sack outlet or a dice trigger, but... I'm gonna not have company, please. That is not company. I think that's okay. We might... I just have to chunk them. So we're just gonna go Luris. We need to draw a land. Okay. That's not enough. We don't have enough colored mana. Need to be a colored land. So they didn't have the company. They could easily have a citadel. They could also just draw a company. I need their draw steps to be pretty poor, probably, but Luris is good. And they're probably not very good at killing Luris, at least. Their life total's lower than ideal for citadel. I'm not saying that we're favored from this spot, but I think we have a fine chance. Isn't that bad, right? I lose Luris and like an Ornithopter. That's pretty bad. This probably beats me. We'll see though. They don't have much of a board at least. Yeah. So their draw off the priest was company, right? Because they would have just played company before activating this, I think. Maybe not, but I'm pretty sure that if I'm in this position and I have Sifter, priest, I'm just casting company instead of sacking. Okay. This person probably has 4 reclamation sages in their sideboard, so props to them. They're ready. Which is fair. I think the deck I'm playing is very good. So, GG's. Yeah, it's a lot of Reclamation Sage. I think, like, if this deck continues to be popular, another way you can build the book decks, maybe, is you just play green. And then you get, like, you get all the food options. And you also get Knight of Autumn. So I think that's probably a reasonable approach to it. So, like, you get Knight of Autumn that you can blink with your Yorion, and then these things gain 3 life or whatever. And then Trail can help you find your Mutavault in your book. It's really slow. Probably too slow to be good, but I think Knight of Autumn's a fine Magic card. It's also pretty good when it's just like a 2-1 that makes an angel. Yeah, that's a reason to bring in the Hushbringers, for sure. So, if I play... I don't know how many people have all those Reclamation Sages. I have no idea what I don't know what the fuck people play in this format. But, if I play against that person again, I'm 1,000,000% bringing these in. So, I'll probably just always bring them in. Because Reclamation Sage is such a blowout. So, it turns off my Smiths. Which isn't ideal, but... yeah, when they have that many Reclamation Sages, it seems like a tough matchup. But that deck's incredibly inconsistent, like... and I would never underrate, like... if that deck mulligans and keeps, like, an elf and you have a portable hole, a lot of times you can just instantly win the game, because, like, their deck doesn't function. But... when it does its thing, it's completely busted. Like, that deck is so strong. Like, Collected Company is a Magic card, Mayhem Devil as a Magic card, Bolas's Citadel as a Magic card. All those cards are insane. But like I said, like, it's just like an 8-elf deck that plays 4 Bolas's Citadels. So obviously there's plenty of problems that go in with that. Like, if you keep a low land hand with a bunch of elves and they can just kill your stuff, sometimes you don't get to play the game. Sometimes you just play Citadel early and then see more on the top of your deck, and then you don't get to play the game. So, but it looks like since Pioneer is becoming more popular, it looks like there's a lot more metagame churn. So maybe the Citadel deck was, people were metagaming against it a lot, and then they switched over to metagaming against this deck because Michael Jacobs won the thing with it. So, but yeah, I think I would want to be on my opponent's side of this matchup, the way those games played out. Because, like, if you just have 4 Reclamation Sage, it doesn't really matter if I have Cage. Like, you're going to be able to kill the Cage before you start playing your companies. So, yeah, that's pretty dirty. Okay. Sounds awful. I mulligan to 5 a lot. But it's like I said, I think you're supposed to mulligan with this deck a lot. Even though it feels like shit. Breeding Pool Giganta, so this could be Niv or Ascendancy. Maybe I was supposed to keep Mutavault over the blue source. But I would like my mana to work. Seems appealing to me. Okay. The Spirits. Didn't expect that. Can the Spirits deck beat a giant thing with all that glitters? Probably. I'm supposed to do it anyway. So I can. Mulliganing to 5 sucks. I can Ghost Fireblade, equip, attack. I can just Ghost Fireblade, Gingerbrute. I can just Ghost Fireblade, Shadow Spear. Or I can just Glitter as my 2/2. I think I'm just supposed to Glitters here. Because then this doesn't get to attack if I Glitters here. If they have an answer for this, I'll just lose almost instantly, but I think I'm just supposed to. With the way my hand's configured, I can't really win if they have the right answers. So I think I'm just supposed to pray that this thing carries the game. This looks like Spell Queller. I think this is my least impactful card. Main deck portable in your collected company spirits deck? That's so annoying. Yeah, we lose. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. It's probably fine. So I need them to have nothing and then, yeah, it's just dead. Alright, looks like we're going to go 3-2, but we had a good start. I still think the deck's good. Obviously it's beatable, it's just a pile of little things, but yeah, I don't know. We mulled to 5, whatever. Their hand was also just really good. Okay. Bant Company Spirits with Gigantha and probably 4 main deck portable holes. That seems tricky. That seems hard to beat. Well, I have my own portable holes, so it's probably going to be a portable hole matchup. Hushbringer stops Spell Queller. There's also a large flying lifelinker. I think I want it. Shadow Spear is so expensive. I think if I have Hushbringer, I don't need it. I don't know if I'm supposed to board out of Smiths when I have Hushbringer. So this okay, I guess this does trigger, as long as I'm not playing an artifact creature, this still grows, so it's not that bad. So what is Hushbringer good with? It's actually just not that good, right? Like, it's expensive for me to equip Ghost Fireblade. It's good with all that glitters, that's true. But they have portable holes, so. Yeah, this one seems rough. Let's just win. Why don't we just win instead of losing? That's actually my plan, I think. I'm just gonna beat my opponent. So this can't get portable hold. This still can. So I think I'm just Stone Coil, Ghost Fireblade, and Soul. Just gonna make them have it. They're probably gonna have it because we're playing post-board games and they already have a million portable holes. But I think since my hand is 2 in souls, this has too much upside. Like, I have to envision a game where I'm not doing this and I'm still beating the portable hole, which I kind of struggle to do. So, like, I have a Ghost Fireblade that I guess gets equipped to the Ensoul later. I mean, obviously they have it and I get max punished. I don't know. Maybe I overdid it. I could have just Ghost Firebladed, then they portable hold my Stone Coil Serpent. Man, are you fucking me? This isn't bad. This isn't bad. You need to not have a third one. Okay. Maybe I do block, because they just rattle chains me. I guess it doesn't make that much of a difference. So chump. So this becomes 5 trample. This chumps, this blocks trample for 2. I'm just doing this no matter what, right? This is a good draw, obviously. So jump. I always just move this here, right? Jump here, bounce here. So this forces double jump. So this goes here, this goes here. Seems like a very important draw for me. Yeah. Alright, just win, forehead. Easy. I'm almost positive that they have 4 portable holes. This stops Mausoleum Wanderer trigger and Rattle Chains and Spell Queller. Does it stop anything else? I'm still not convinced it's great. Hope if Gurupur is awful, right? It's kind of relevant that I just have a flyer that I can make bigger. Alright, let's think about my bad cards. Nothing has haste, so Gingerbread can attack if I have the mana. Making big things seems very important. Not getting blown up by Portable Hole is also important. All that glitters is not very good against Portable Hole. Could maybe just have one Hushbringer over an All That Glitters. I could maybe have both over a Hope. So they showed green mana. They haven't shown a green card. It just has to be Collect a Company. Like, I refuse to believe it's anything else. I still don't know if I can afford to board a card to stop Collect a Company. And it's very hard for me to stub a Portable Hole. I could have like one stub. I almost never want to draw a bunch of these. If I draw one and it counters a company, it's going to be strong. They still could have Mausoleum Wanderer to stop it anyway. It's too difficult for me to stub a Portable Hole, I think. This deck should have four Portable Holes, and it's 75. I think it's foolish to not have 4. But maybe you just want the variety of Glass Casket. Part of the reason I didn't have the 4th hole and I had the 2nd Glass Casket was to kill Luris. It's relevant here too, right? So maybe you don't need to have 4. Having some Glass Caskets is appealing. I think this is going to be my configuration. I'm not sold on it, but... We were able to beat a couple Portable Holes that game. Fuck me. The mulligans. So my hand is play Springleaf Drum, Ensoul it. Hope you don't have Portable Hole. If you do, I hope to draw out of it. I don't think that plan is that bad. I'm trying to think of what I want my hand to look like. I basically want my hand to be Removal Spell, Darksteel Citadel, and Soul. And then stuff. I think I'm going to try this hand. It might be too bad, but it has the cards that I want, and obviously I'm going to get draw steps, so. It's a lot of mana, but it ensures Luris. This hand feels like a mulligan already. So maybe this is a stupid keep. The mulligan to 5. Could definitely still lose even with my opponent mulliganing to 5 on my hand. Alright, I needed to not draw lands right away, but it's fine. If they don't have Hole and they do have Spell Queller, I could just play Brute and Casket, but then if they get Spell Queller my Ensoul, it's pretty bad. I think this is where we're at. It's possible I'm just playing like an idiot. I don't know. It's fine. Okay. That is not a Portable Hole.